Welcome to the last episode of Aloro and Joan's story. Let us know in the comment section where you're watching from. The cancelled wedding made headlines in the neighborhood. Some people called it fate, others called it drama, but to Joan, it was a miracle. She had had her Aloro back, scarred, thinner, older, but still the man who once swore under the mango tree that would love her till the end of time. They moved into one of his father's apartments at the edge of the city. Every evening, Joan cooked, while Aloro told her stories from his time in prison. The good inmates who shared food, the cruel ones who stole blankets, and even the endless nights when he thought of her. Yet, not everyone was happy for them. Ivan previously walked away quietly from the church on the day of the wedding. His face was calm, but his heart was burning. He has not just lost Joan, he has been humiliated in front of family, friends, and the whole community. People whispered about how his bride ran into the arms of another man in the middle of the vows. The shame ate at him day and night. On the outside, Ivan pretended to have moved on. He posted pictures on social media of himself smiling with friends, dining in restaurants, and even traveling. But in his heart, a dark plan was forming. A plan to destroy Aloro completely for humiliating him at his own wedding and stealing his bride. 2 months after their simple village wedding, life felt almost normal for Joan and Aloro. That Sunday, they went to an open-air market to buy vegetables and fruits. They laughed about how a shopkeeper tried to sell them mangoes at double the price, teasing each other who could bargain better. As the sun began to set, they decided to walk home along a quiet road lined by jacaranda trees. Joan carried a bag of tomatoes, while Aloro held her hand as they walked romantically like the old days. Suddenly, the sharp roar of a motorcycle broke the peace. A black bike sped past them, stopped abruptly a few meters ahead, then turned back. Before they could react, the rider pulled out a pistol. "Down!" Aloro shouted, shoving Joan behind him. A deafening shot rang out. Aloro pushed Joan again, trying to shield her, but the bullet tore into the left leg. She let out a scream and collapsed, blood pouring onto the dusty road. The rider sped off without a word, disappearing into the traffic ahead. Aloro scooped Joan into his arms and ran towards the main road, shouting for help. A taxi stopped. Together, they rushed her to the nearest hospital. The doctors worked quickly, but the bullet had shattered the bone beyond repair. After hours in surgery, the lead surgeon came out with heavy eyes. "We had no choice," he told Aloro quietly. "We had to remove the leg to save her life." When Joan woke up the next day, the room was silent except for the beeping of a monitor. She showed the sadness in Aloro's face before she even looked down. "Where is my leg?" she whispered. Aloro took her hand with eyes filled with tears. "It's gone, Joan, but you're alive. That's all that matters." She turned her face to the wall as tears rolled down. Losing her leg felt just like her dreams had been shattered. She could only imagine how terrifying her new life would be without a leg. But Aloro stood firm by her side, comforting her. A week later, Joan was sitting in her wheelchair near the hospital window when she saw Ivan, who was standing in the parking lot, speaking to a man in a leather jacket. She watched as Ivan handed him a small envelope. Their eyes met for a split second before Ivan turned away and walked off. Her chest tightened. In that moment, she knew the truth. That evening, she told Aloro with a shaky voice, "It was him. Ivan sent that man. He wanted you dead, and I got in the way." Aloro's jaws tightened out of anger but said nothing. The police were called. Witnesses confirmed seeing Ivan meeting with the shooter days before the attack. But when officers went to arrest him, he was gone. By morning, Ivan's house was empty. News spread quickly. Ivan was now a wanted man. Mr. Siki heard the story and shook his head. He was tired of police cases, blood, and revenge. "Prison will not fix this," he told Aloro. "Let's settle it through the elders. We must protect our peace." A message was sent through community elders to Ivan. The offer was simple. If he returned, the matter would be handled at a community level. No police, no prison, but he must confess, face Joan and Aloro, and accept the elders' judgment. 3 weeks later, Ivan returned, guarded by relatives. In the village square before elders and witnesses, he knelt and confessed. "I was blinded by anger. I wanted revenge because I felt humiliated at my own wedding by a woman I loved and put all my hopes on. I know I crossed the line for attempting to kill Aloro. I'm really sorry. The elders decided that Ivan would be compensated for his wedding expenses, every coin he spent. In return, he would never interfere in Aloro and Joan's lives again. Mr. Siki paid without hesitation. Money comes and goes, but my son's life is worth more than gold, as Siki said. From that day, peace returned. Joan began psychotherapy and learned to walk with a prosthetic leg. Aloro was always by her side, encouraging her, sometimes carrying her when she was too tired to move. They survived kidnapping, prison, betrayal, and even a brush with death. Their love, tested by fire, was stronger than before. And every evening, under the old mango tree, they would sit hand in hand, not the same as they once were, but whole in the ways that truly mattered. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this story. See you in our next video.